Hello and welcome. This is Faisal. Today we will learn, God willing, how to add shortcuts within Adobe Illustrator to work quickly while you are working on your design or project. Meaning, I need many commands that are always in the menu above, whether in Select, Object, Edit, Time, or any command from above. So instead of going up every time and needing, for example, to repeat the work, this takes time. We add a shortcut for the command we need, similar to the shortcuts available within Illustrator or those added by Adobe. Adobe provides you with this feature to add shortcuts that you find necessary during your design work or while working on Adobe Illustrator for commands you frequently need. But if there isn't a shortcut for it, you can add one to speed up your work and work more efficiently. All right, but before we start the explanation, I would like to share some information for those who were asking about it. My Instagram account for contacting me, whether you want to follow me on Instagram or ask questions about design topics in general, or about the videos I make on YouTube, there is a link to my account in the video description. You can ask me any question on Instagram and I will, God willing, respond to you. Okay, now let's start explaining how to add shortcuts in Adobe Illustrator. I'll start with a specific command that I see is often repeated or used by many people, which is in Select, specifically the fill color. By fill color, I mean, for example, I have the red color repeated frequently and consistently in the design, or in my design, making it vibrant and eye-catching. And I want to, of course, I'm simplifying the explanation here. For example, in your design, it might be within drawings or vectors, so it's difficult to select each color individually. There's a shortcut in Illustrator called Fill Color. As soon as I go to select to same fill color, it gives me a selection of the entire red color that is currently present in your design. Now I want to add a shortcut for this command because I find that I frequently need it a lot in my workflow during the design process or while working on Adobe Illustrator. Let's learn the correct way to add a shortcut on the keyboard so that with just a press of a button, I can access the command same fill color or select all the red color in the design. Okay, we go from here at the top to the tool, all right? I go to keyboard shortcuts here and it will initially show me the shortcuts available in Adobe Illustrator from Adobe or those that Adobe has automatically added. So here I have Illustrator defaults, which are here. The first thing it shows me is the tool shortcuts. We won't be changing these because each tool has its own shortcut. I want to go to simple color, select menu from the top here. Then I look for the select menu here. The select menu is here in the top left corner. I specifically want to go to the command that is the option that is labeled as fill color or same fill color. Now I see it here, same. I go down a little bit or carefully select fill color and click here like this, and then now it tells me to add a shortcut for it as instructed. I point with the mouse here and click here, and now it tells me to press the shortcut you want on the keyboard. So I want to choose, for example, Control-Shift-I or Command-Shift-I on Mac devices or Control-Shift-I on Windows devices, depending on the device you are using. Since I am using a Mac device, I will press Command on Shift-I, and it showed me that it worked. I now have a shortcut for it. So now it tells me to give it an OK. So now it tells me to save this command or save that you create a list in your name in your shortcuts. For example, there are people who work in the field of drawing who have their own list. People who work in the field of printing or preparing print files have their own list depending on which section you are working in. So I choose Faisal. I name it Faisal, or any name you want. And I press OK. Now, before I made this shortcut, I used to go to select and then to simple color and press like this to select all the colors. But now I just choose by pressing on one color or one square and press Command plus Shift plus the letter A, which means that it selects all the elements or all the colors present in the design. Guys, this method is very, very fast and makes your work much easier. I mean, we saw it quickly now, but during your work process, you will find that you have created many shortcuts for yourself and which help you remember the program better, because these things you might forget in the future where to go to get a simple color. That's it. I remember the shortcut I made, Command Shift and the letter I. So in this way, you organize the program in a way that suits you, and it allows you to work at the desired speed or the speed you aspire to. I wish everyone success at the end of the video. This was one of the things that makes it easier for you to explain or simplifies the way you work in Adobe Illustrator. You can, through the menus here, you can choose any command you want. So, for example, if there are tools, without shortcuts, you can go to Object and find things you want to add a shortcut to, or go to Same or Type. Here, you might want to add a shortcut for Find Fonts, for instance. There are many things, for example, in the Effects menu that don't have many shortcuts. For instance, Drop Shadow. Here, you don't have many shortcuts. We often use Drop Shadow in Illustrator. You can add a shortcut for it in a way that suits you to speed up your work as much as possible so you don't have to go to the menu at the top every time to select the Drop Shadow command or feather or whatever type. About the type of the command you want, but this was our explanation for today on how to create or add shortcuts within the Adobe Illustrator program. Thank you all for watching. Thank you.